What's going on YouTube? This is your boy Black Blue. I come to you with another video on this game Black Deck, and we're going to finish off talking about the best cards in the factions today, finishing off with the Crypt faction. Just want to let you know that later today, an hour and 38 minutes after recording this video, the summon tournament will begin. I'll go over it a little bit more in detail in tomorrow's video, but later today this tournament will be up and you get points for the tokens used, not the cards summoned. So keep that in mind, okay? The point values that you're going to see in the tournament are going to be way lower. As you can see, you can only go up to 10,000, and pretty much if you have a bunch of premiums, you can get there really easy. So just to give you the 401 on that, that's what's going on in later today. All right, but without further ado, let's get right into today's discussion. The top 5 cards in the Crypt faction, and we're going to start off with a hero in the epic. There's only 3 heroes in this faction, and we're going to start off with Noctola Nightstalker. Look at that artwork. So with her, the reason why I put her in there is because she is buffing. Every ability here is a buff pretty much to the entire faction. This is the only buff where it doesn't work completely in tandem with the faction. Technically, but there's another card that makes it all be put together. Like, you don't need special artifacts and stuff like that. You could do that, but again, you wouldn't need them necessarily. But there's a card that ties in with it, and it's also part of the top 5 cards. Again, this is not in any order whatsoever. Okay? Again, this is the hero. So 20% here, and then if you book her out, she gives you another 60% here, up to 5 times. So essentially you're getting an 80% buff from her, which is absolutely insane. And the card up next on this list is Necromancer, and this is the guy that kind of ties in with that. I say kind of, but does tie in with Noctola. I think I'm saying it wrong, but he adds a resurrection to all allies, and he buffs all other Crypt allies by 10% and can be booked up to 25%. So he's in tandem with her, right? See, allies with resurrection or with a frost elemental type, it's a win-win. You put him, you have both of them on board, and everybody has resurrection, and everyone gets that additional buff from her. That can be, again, if you book her out, 50% more. So you get 80% buff here between those two abilities when those booked out. And if you had this booked out, that's 130% increase. That's nuts. Alright, and that's just 2 cards in this faction. This faction is bonkers. Honorable mentions are all the skeletons here. They all give a buff, except for, I think, this one. Oh no, this one buffs too. And they all have an elemental type. Alright, so those are just my honorable mentions. I'm going to go and put this next card up here, and that's going to be Lich Albador. Excuse me. So the reason why he's on here is because of his raised skeleton ability. Now, Crypt allies raised skeleton, summon the raised skeleton. So again, it doesn't have, as long as they're not a Crypt card and you have that hero, forget about it. Every time a card dies, even if they have a resurrection set, so if you have him on board, right, him on board, then a bunch of other cards that are not in the Crypt faction, the fact that they just died still is going to give you a raised skeleton. It's going to go in your deck. It's going to go in that a pile to the side, essentially. And this keeps stacking up and stacking up, right? just like this guy, who's also part of it. That's 4 cards out of the top 5. We got Crypt Lord. I'm putting him in the top 5 for the same ability, you know. And like I said, that between him and Lich, it's nuts, right? And I think you guys want to say, "Oh yeah, you want to put him in here? You use him all the time." I do want to put him in here, but I'm not. He's another honorable mention, for, by the way. But the person I'm putting in here is Banshee because of her debuff, piercing, and buff to all other Crypt allies. So that's the reason why I'm putting her in there, not Skeleton Dragon, even though Skeleton Dragon to me is really good. It's Banshee for me for the win. She's my number 5, bar none. And if you've delved into this faction, you know this faction is bonkers. Alright? So that's my top 5. Comment down below what your favorite card is from this faction. Like and subscribe. Holla back at your boy.